Hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another series of Reading Mondays. I was not here with all of you last week, and I hope that you have a great sessions with William and Anita last week. And for the past 5 weeks, we have been going on with this series called Ready for 2025. And we kickstarted with I Ching, where we talk about the market research. And if you want to become an area specialist, which market that you want to look into, and very important to understand how to do the market research. I think that is the first week. And on the second week, we have George that joined us to talk about the GPS, the one goal, the 3 priorities, and 5 strategies that you can map up a one-page business plan for yourself in 2025. I hope all of you, if you have not written your GPS yet, you have not ready for 2025 yet, and this is the best time for you to revisit the series and go back to the recording that we have done 3 weeks ago. That's where you can actually relook into how you can craft up your one-page business plan. And on the third sessions, we have lead gen and lead capture with Winnie, and Winnie come up with the A, B, C, D, E, F, right? G, also like on how the acronyms of settings on the lead gen and also the lead capture. And last week, we have Anita that to talk about the part 1 of presenting to the buyer and seller. And this week, we are privileged to have Peter Sack, our division director of Reapfield Properties, to come with us to share on the part 2 on how to go deeper with the showing to the buyer and seller. And join us to welcome Peter Sack. Yay!
Hi, good morning, everyone. Yeah, my name is Peter. I'm a division director and a productivity coach in Reapfield. Thank you for having me, Nick.
Yes. Yeah. So we are so happy. And would you want to share with us like a bit of your experience so that we know your area of focus and also that's your experience as well? Yeah.
Okay. So I've been in this industry for the last 14 good years. So coming 15, but I'm still very young.
Yes.
Yeah.
Younger than me.
But William is younger than me. Okay. So I'm focusing in Mont Kiara area. So doing mostly residential. Also lead a small team. Yeah, so we are very focused in Mont Kiara itself. And we've been there for a couple of years for now. So it's good. Yeah.
All right, it's good. Thanks for that. So, William, would you want to recap a little bit of what did you actually share with and Anita's last week, so that we can continue on the part 2 as we pose some questions for Peter?
Well, last week, Anita helped us with the topic on dealing with buyers and sellers and qualifying them, and she shared with us the experience on how to do buyers and sellers consultation, how to help them to qualify themselves, how to help them. Sometimes buyers and sellers are not very sure what kind of timeline they want to have, what kind of goals they want to achieve. And so those consultations will help them to reach those areas where they have sometimes may not have thought of. So the consultation is there to help them, help the buyers and sellers to be clearer in their destination, in their journey in real estate.
Yeah, after we qualified all those, after we done the lead gen, we talk to the clients. Now it's a time that we bring them to show them the property. During the viewing time. Now we want to ask Peter, what are some of the things that you would do? From now I've qualified them. This is the right buyer, and now it's the time to show them the property. What are some of the things that's required? For an agent to do.
Yeah, correct. So I think now we are into the most exciting part, where it is showtime, right? Showtime. So you ask me, so what to do? First thing is dress up and show up, right? So of course, a lot of us have spent so much of effort in getting the right listing and going for the campaign and filtering the clients, qualify the clients, and now is the most exciting part where you meet the client himself, all right? So what you need to pay attention, but I think a lot of people, they were thinking appointment, I just go there and open the door and show, and that's about it. But actually, it is more than that. It's actually more than that. So you need to prepare yourself, right? Before you really meet the client. So there's a lot of things that you need to prepare. So for example, the very first thing, I think most importantly is that you need to know your product very well. Yeah, right. So there's some preparations on the product itself, like showing time. Before the showing time, of course, when you make the appointment, probably you want to tell your clients where to meet. All right, and then you yourself have to be personally be there. For me, I think my benchmark is that you need to be there at least like half an hour earlier. So why half an hour earlier, right? So what you do there? So exactly is that you got to be there to actually prepare, for the presentations. Of course, every property is different a little bit here and there. So the main thing is like when you are there, you need to prepare the place like in the way that you switch on the aircon, you open up the window, let the air blow, or maybe to get the units prepared. Right, that's the first thing. Second thing is that you need to actually brief your clients, okay, where to meet, how to, what time to come and what to avoid, so like a certain area, there is a traffic, congestion or whatever. So probably you want to let them be mindful or know about it, preempt them. Okay, so if you come, then you probably can avoid certain roads, and then how to register. So we normally would send, there are condos required QR codes. So we will ask our client for their car number, their name. So then we send for registration. So when they come, they just show their QR codes so they can enter the guardhouse. All right, and then where to park the car and where to meet. So the client will feel very comfortable that you're actually leading them, to come to see the property. All right, where to park the car, where to meet, and so on. So I think these are the preparations, and of course, why you need to come early is that sometimes your client will be there earlier. So if you are on time, that means you are late.
Yes, you're on time, right. Late. Remember that. Yeah.
So please always remember, on time is late. So early by half an hour is on time. So that is precisely.
So if the appointment is 10 o'clock in the morning, so you got to be there by 9:30 latest.
Yeah, 9:30 because sometimes the owner may come themselves. So you got to be there to greet the owner. Maybe also a good time for you to talk to owner, to catch up with him.
To build some rapport, the conversations, and also to prepare the place.
Yes.
I think preparations of the place is important. We do not want to have a client to walk into a place and, well, this is not presentable and it's not ready for the show.
Yes, we also need to be mentally prepared and physically prepared also, right? So you don't rush into a place where you suddenly show up and then, and then you start presenting. So you are not well prepared physically or mentally. So I think it's very, very important.
Maybe we can also touch a bit about impression. What kind of impression you give? Because I've attended showings before. The agent turned out with slippers and shorts.
Serious?
Serious.
That's older.
But when you talk about this,
act like an owner.
When you talk about this, you see, we as a property negotiator, right? So if you don't wear like one, right, then the owner may be thinking, some we do co-agency, the client asks, this is a plumber or not? I mean, that's really, I tell you, one of my junior, he dressed up, like a plumber.
Like a plumber? How?
Plumber.
Bag, like you got some tools inside.
All the gadgets like the guy.
And then he wear the t-shirts just like a plumber. And then he woke up and then the tenant said, the owner asked me, why you bring your plumbers here? I said, no, this is my...
This is a real story.
Yeah, it's a real story. And this is actually my junior. All right, so we do internal co-broke. He's supposed to come with the tenants. So yeah, be mindful of that. So
what is acceptable?
Acceptable, I think like all of us here, at least we are from KW or we are from Reapfield. There's a logo showing us. So obviously you tell people that we are property agent, right? And then I think rent tag is a must. So when you go out for showing, all right? So don't wear shorts. And then some of our I think I've come across a lot of call agents. They come with, shirts so colorful, like they are going for holiday. So I think it doesn't look good in the way because you are not like going into a showing or viewing. So I think
that's the other extreme already, right? Being formal is one thing, and then being casual is another thing.
Yeah.
And then the other extreme is I have a client shared with me that the agent turned up like she's going for a dinner party.
I mean, we also have that.
She's underdressed, so much so the client feels so uncomfortable, left her in the unit, he walked out.
Oh.
Okay, all right. And we have all of you who are watching live on the Facebook. Do send us questions if you have any questions for Peter, and those of joining us on the Zoom as well. Like, feel free to just ask us any questions so that we can ask all the questions before we let yeah. So first thing you talk about what is acceptable is like there must be a brand tag. There must be a company logo, or the best is the company t-shirts when you go out, dress something that's smart casual, long pants, presentables, and do your showing. And one point that you mentioned about preparations of the place, and you're talking about ask the clients where to park, where to meet. I think it's very important. I also attended the viewing in the past that I felt that I felt very frustrated because when I entered into the car park and trying to find way to go to the lobby to meet up with the agent, and there's too many exits, like I'm not too sure where to meet and all, and ended up like so much of sweat, like trying to find the ways and cannot contact the agent, at the
no reception,
and all. Like how do you avoid these things?
Yeah. I think when you talk about the signal, right? So we got to make sure that we are in the area where people can reach out to us. Because if you wait for clients in the basement, you know that the client going to be there to park the car. So if you wait in the basement, then they cannot reach you. Maybe at the guard house, the guard asks them some question or whatever, right? So this thing.
You are there at the guard house to wait for them?
No, we normally will wait for them at the lobby. At the lobby where they. Okay, so about parking the car, right? So you know which management, which condo they are straight. Certain condos they want you to park exactly as when they give you the visitor pass, right? The number. You have to park exactly at the spot. So you don't park at a different spot. So this one, you need to remind your client. If not, they park at a different spot and then probably they will get claimed, right? But normally within half an hour, you don't get claimed now. But probably somebody else want to park that space and then they are actually obstructing other traffic, for the parking. So it will be troublesome. So this one, I think we all as an agent, we need to be a little bit in-depth into all this. Be sensitive about what is going to happen if, let's say, they simply park the car. There are also certain condos, they are not very friendly for visitors. That means you have to turn like 6 rounds to the basement to park the car, or you have to go 6 rounds upper to park the car. So if you are a seasoned agent and you are a good friend of the security guard, not say good friend, you make friend with them, or you know the management, so you probably sometimes allow your client to park right in front of the lobby for 10-15 minutes. Right, so that is doable. So you try to avoid inconvenience for the client because I believe an experience for the client is very important. Like what Nick said, he got a bad experience because there's no proper guidance. So proper guidance plus you want to make them feel comfortable. When they come in, they can park the car with ease. They can walk to the lobby, So I mean, these are a little bit details things that, but if you pay attention, you make the client feel more comfortable.
Yeah, every touch point is relevant, is important, that the customer experience that you give, right? And how much value do you add towards that viewing to make people feel good? I think the feeling get 50% of the buying process done at least.
Yeah, sure. Just like we preparing the place, right? You don't want to kind of walk into the house where it's so hot, all right? And then they're sweating, right? Especially in the hot sunny day. So when you switch on the aircon like 10-15 minutes earlier or even half an hour earlier, when you walk in, we have some agent in very good. We also learn from our co-agents. Some of them, they'll bring a Bluetooth speaker, they put some JC music.
So these are the tips,
Yeah, some of them even switch on the LED TV, put on the YouTube music or Spotify music. Make them feel very comfortable when they
just like they are coming back home.
Yes, precisely. So when you walk in that kind of environment, right, you feel good, right? You don't want to walk into a place very hot, and then especially some are very messy when tenants staying there. clothing everywhere, and then sometimes they've got flag, hanging at the balcony or whatever. So try to avoid this. Yeah, I think we can actually make the client feel more comfortable.
Yeah, I think that's a lot better when we do so. So when you settle the car park, you manage to meet them in the lobby. Now you bring them over to the house. You already prepared the house.
Yeah.
So what's next?
Yeah, I think if you meet them for the very first time, I think you need a little bit of ice breaking. Yeah, so you got to greet them with a smile and ask them, hey, how's the traffic? Hey, where you coming from? Is traffic good? Everything good? And then if they bring with them with some family members, probably you can say, wow, you got your kids is very cute. Or sometimes maybe some agent is more going more extra mile. They have some chocolate or whatever. So
yeah,
because you see sometimes the kids they come, they might be very distracting during the viewing. So they give them some chocolate or whatever. So the kids feel happy, right?
Yeah, like you said, with the LED, maybe with the kids, you put on instead of a music, put on cartoon.
Yes.
So these are some of the tips that can actually help less distractions for you while you're showing you're showing the house, so that the kids are taken care of.
Correct. Sometimes we have co-agent, we work as a team, right? Some because the kids are making noise. So some of us maybe have iPad, so they can switch on the iPad, cartoon for the kids. So just take care of the kids, and the other person probably showing the units and talk to the clients.
I like the approach, a bit more casual, more going with the flow. Not like me. For me, thank you for coming. Thank you for being on time. Shall we start?
Or you're more direct. Don't waste time. Let's
I like the more casual approach.
Yes. I think that is very important.
So how do you do the viewing? How do you do the showing? Right.
Okay.
Right after you settle all these, now you start the real presentation starts, right? So what are some of the key highlights that you will show?
Okay, I think one thing when we are dealing with secondary markets, right? The product is actually there. So when they walk in, they can see. So what you need to do is probably have a presentation flow, all right, where you start from. Let's say when we bring the client in, right? So some people, they will show the facility first, some of the agent, but some will show the unit itself. So I would prefer to show the unit first, then follow with the facility. But when they come into the unit, some unit very unique. So from the lobby, then you probably can talk a little bit about the lobby, drop-off point, pick-up point. Then when you pass by an area where where the concierge is, or where you can collect your Grab food. So along the way, you just explain a bit. Then you go into the private lift lobby. You can actually explain a bit. Okay, this condo very low density and only one floor, 2 units. So 2 lifts serving 2 units, and this is your private lift lobby. And when you go up there, you will expect you have your own private lobby by yourself. So we start with that flow. All right. So and then we go into the unit. Of course, we will show them the units, and we normally will pause for a while and let them, inspect the place, and they will start asking questions, right? So I think this part very important is that you need to actually observe how your client react and what kind of question they ask, right? Husband and wife. Okay, so husband mostly will stay longer in the living area because he want to know how he can spend his time in the living area, or maybe he walk to the balcony. For the wife, mostly, where they will stop?
Kitchen.
Yes. Kitchen and the master bedroom. So kitchen, the wife will start, thinking of, oh, this is the dry kitchen. Okay, how the setup is, and where's the wet kitchen? And okay, the husband probably thinking, if I have a guest, how I want to entertain my guests, the kind of things. Yeah, so it's very important. So you start asking questions. Maybe you highlight the unit's uniqueness. Okay, this is a corner unit, very bright unit, high floor, good view, the kind of things. And then kitchen. Then some condos, they have a very good layout. So you can highlight on the layout. See, when you walk in, you see your guests can be, this is your you can put your guests here, and then this is your dry kitchen, and you have your countertop, how you serve your guests, kind of things. And then the kids, they have another family room area. So these are the thing a little bit is you want to put them is like they're already living there in that house and how they use the space. So I think you enhance on the uniqueness and the strength of your product. Yeah. So guide them along. Right? They will start asking questions like a little bit background about the property. Then if you're well prepared, like, oh, why this unit is like this? Or the owner actually has done some renovations. This is actually originally planned for a family area. So the owner make it as another room and he make it as a home office. So he has done a little bit of partition, whatever. So the background of your product. So it's good for you to explain to your client. Yeah, I think these are very, very important.
Yeah, to understand the property, to understand the unique selling propositions of it, or why the certain background. I think that will be very much helpful to actually help them to have the imagination for themselves as if they're already living there. I think that's very much helpful.
Yeah, I think probably you covered in the previous topic, like how you qualify your client, right? So some client, they need a certain size of the space. They need certain number of rooms. They probably need to have a wet kitchen, or some they want balcony, some without balcony. So all these are very important because you try to match the right product to the client, right? With the client. So that you don't present something like the client said, oh, I don't like this unit because it's actually, I need a 4 rooms, you're only showing me a 3 rooms unit. So the previous homework will avoid all this.
Yeah, I think the need analysis understands all the criteria. These are what a buyer want. It's like this is where you can actually ratio. So would you be considering like showing multiple units at one go?
Okay, this is a good question. How many units should we show, right? Okay. Every market is different and unique on its own, like whether it is a buyer market or whether it is a seller market. Okay, whether you got a lot of inventory or you got limited inventory. So all this narrow down to the question like how many units you should show. All right. So if generally I will look at like at least you show 3 units, right? Because client obviously want to compare. Probably you have to show maybe 2 or 3 condo also along the way. But if your unit is very rare in the markets and is very outstanding, you probably just need to show 1 or 2, maybe one. It depends on whether also this client is first time seeing the place, whether they are familiar with the place. So you see, your qualification part cover all this, right? Are they familiar with the condo? Some people say, I have a relative living in the condo, so you don't need to talk much. Then you just go straight to the unit that match their requirements. Because sometimes you have nothing else to show already, so you just focus on that one. But if you have a choice, I think 3 units is good. Yeah. And then also kind maybe have requirements like whether they like low floor, mid floor, or high floor, right? And certain facing like I'm covering Mont Kiara. So Mont Kiara have this one very unique thing that you don't find in other areas.
Oh, serious?
Yeah, what they call Mont Kiara, Little Hong Kong, right? So Little Hong Kong means your building is next to each other, like in a row, you got so many high rises. So some property is like you have green view, right? Very happy. That green view, if you're lucky, you have 5 years of green view.
Yeah, after that, gone.
Yeah, we have recent one, just took the key less than 1 year, and the next plot of land already start excavating. And they're clearing the land, and people start asking, hey, what is the building coming up, and how many stories, and would it be noisy or not? Yeah, so these are also very important. You know what is happening in the surrounding. Yes.
So not only you talking about knowing your product, not only the unit itself, but also the surrounding.
Surrounding, what is upcoming, what was happening in the area, some people want to know. And I think lately, most interesting part happening in Mont Kiara is the MRT line 3, right? So where will it pass by? Where is the station? All right, when is it starting work? When is it completing? Would it affect the market value? what is the benefit for people living in Mongkiara and so.
Yeah, all those are definitely part of the conversations. I think it's so important to ensure that this is all covered and ready, especially when you are bringing the clients over.
Yeah.
Any stories that you can share with us, no? Like some of your experience in show, right? Any funny stories or any unforgettable memory that you have when you showcase the properties?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's always all kind of clients, right? You also have many different type of owner, right? So you have some very good owner, very cooperating. Yeah, some owner who are not very cooperative. Of course, I want to highlight one case which I think it is a pleasant experience. So the not so pleasant one, I think maybe you yamcha with me, then I share with you.
You share with us what you can share publicly.
Okay, so I have this property when I was given the listing, the unit is actually very, very run down. So it is like a 15 years old condo. It's a duplex. All right. So the rental as low as 10,000. 10,000. After 2 rounds, I mean, first tenant come, second tenant come, and then I go into the third tenant. The price become higher, become 12,000. All right. So okay, within this period of 2 to 3 years, right? I think one thing I want to highlight is property owner. If property owner is very cooperative, right? We can help you to enhance your value of your property. Like, you know, like first thing, like the units, the flooring is very, very dull after so many years. All right. So we have conducted a thing like grinding the floor, you know, like marble flooring, wood flooring. And then we change the curtain, we change the aircons, we change the washer dryer. But this experience very, very interesting is that the tenant actually signed up for 3 years contract, the recent one. And this tenant is asking the owner to change the lanai area into part of the living area or the dining area. So where originally the flooring is a wood deck. So the tenant asking the owner whether he can take out the wood deck and make it similar to the flooring in the dining area with all tilings. And owner agreed. And then the tenant said he want to change the whole kitchen cabinets. Wow.
Getting more and more requests.
Yeah. And change 5 aircons. Right? Change
but the
curtains.
unit has been there for a long time. The aircon is super old.
Aircon is like 15 years old,
Okay.
so very yellowish. And then you have this thing like curtains. So you think how much you're going to spend as a property owner, right? So I'm very happy this owner is actually very open. And then the tenant is also very good. Why? Because tenants spend more than 50,000 renovation on the house.
Themselves.
They redo the whole kitchen at their own cost.
But only request the owner to do the kitchen cabinet.
And owner is okay to change the 5 aircons, the curtains, regrind the flooring, and also do the lanai area in part of the dining area. So this is a win-win situation, which I think if you're a property owner and if your property more than 15 years old, you want to have a better value in terms of your rental, and tenant can stay long term. So in this manner, it is a win-win thing. And tenant is installing a fan. You know the commercial fan where you go to food court, the big one? That fan will cost you about 30,000. So my tenant is installing that fan and tell the owner, I'm going to leave it when I move out. Yeah. So, wow. So this is the whole thing, but it's very challenging to, you know, have them negotiate how to get things done. So this is the most challenging part. Of course, we managed to pull through, and our owner are happy. Owner is very happy. Tenant is very happy. So I think this experience, I want to share this experience that we as a property agent, right? Our main priority, of course, is to make the money, right? Yeah, but I think if you put it another level higher, is to help the owner or help the tenant or the buyer. Like buyer, you help them to find their dream home.
Mm.
As a priority, it's not the commission. And then you help the owner to get a good tenant or good buyer, and owner should be happy, and they will refer you to clients, right?
Mm.
So I think if we conduct our business in such a manner, in long term, you will benefit from it tremendously. I strongly believe, because I have a lot of cases which the owner will refer me with some, other owners. Some of my clients refer me, other tenants or other buyers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Win-win.
yeah,
Win-win,
yeah.
win-win.
And this is a successful case, right? You're able to negotiate and then you're able to put the deal together. Do you have any cases that is not so pleasant, like you don't get it done despite no matter how much you try?
I don't really want to share, but since you asked, right? So you want me to share?
We all want to hear something that is not
pleasant, huh?
yeah,
Okay.
not perfect. Yeah.
Okay. So you meet owner, which is good. You're very happy. Tenant very happy. Sometimes you meet the owner from hell one, no? Hell.
Yeah, I think it's like we're gonna have a series like
Yeah.
Tenant
yeah.
Wow, that one I tell you, until
next week, I believe.
it's so consuming and it's so stressful. And we also have this tenant from hell. So tenant from hell meet tenant from landlord from hell. And agent, we live in hell. Okay, the story is like this, very simple. This tenant want to rent this unit partially furnished. And this owner okay with this partially furnished. So during the checking, okay, tenant come first round, second round checking on the unit. Of course, they come up with a list, right? The list what to be, whatever things need to be done lah. Remove the bed, okay, adding the blinds, okay, changing the dining chairs, a little bit here and there lah. So on the surface, at the beginning, it looks okay. All right. So, but then there is one thing is like the tenant asking to put not roller blind. There is this place where you, from dry kitchen to wet kitchen, there is this window, lower type of window with the glass where you can see the wet kitchen, right? So tenants said because the glass is a bit loose, so she afraid that she got 5 kids. So she asked the owner to do something about this lower the glass to make it more, how we call it, to tighten it or to make it less fragile, so that when they open and close, the glass won't fall. At which end of the day, she's being blamed for this lah. Yeah, that is where the nightmare start. And the owner is like, you get a contractor, you got 1 contractor, 2 contractor, and also there is another thing called mosquito nets. These 2 things, mosquito net and the lower window. So these 2 things become an issues when one part say, okay, you get a contractor, we get a contractor, and say it's expensive, and then they get a contractor, and then they knock the price so low that the contractor don't want to do, and then it's been dragging, like the tenant already moved in 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, it's not done. So the owner is also giving me as an agent a problem. Why? Because he's representing the son, and he said he got the power of attorney, and he signed on the documents. And when we do ownership verification, he's not the actual owner. Then we asked him to get his son to sign. So he signed the tenancy. The son signed the tenancy agreement, but refused to sign the authorization and also the LO. So, and then he asked us to, give him the hard copy of the TA, forcing us, where the tenant already moved in and the LO and authorization not signed. So then we have some communication, and the owner insists that you already done the deal, so I don't need to sign this. So, we have a lot of things that we need to be very patient with the owner, tell him the importance of signing this, get the things done. So in between, there's a lot of, and tenants sometimes pick up calls, sometimes don't pick up calls. Sometimes when we want to go to a unit, the contractor want to come, she says she's not free, and you say maybe 2 weeks later, this kind of things happening. And the owner said, no, I'm not going to sign. My contractor can come, but they are not free, So a lot of things happening. So owner giving us problem, tenant giving us problem because both of them are not cooperative. So we are in the between. So then we caught in a lot of issues. So when things doesn't get done, tenant blame us. When things doesn't get done, owner blame us. So it's very hard for us to carry out our duty to get the things done because there's non-cooperative on both sides. And until the agent that deal with me with this deal, come to a certain point, he tell me, Peter, I don't want to do tenancy anymore because it is so frustrating and so stressful, and we are making so little money, and I don't see I want to do tenancy anymore. So you see, this is actually a very, very bad experience. So guys, my advice to you is like this. You can categorize owner into 3 groups, A, B, C. A is a super good owner, B is the moderate one, C is the owner from hell. So if you have a choice, you can choose not to deal with them.
So just not to take the listing.
Yeah. But some owner, it looks good on the surface before the deal done. But when the deal done, when the problems start coming up, then they start giving you problem.
But since the deal is done, but you can't stop, you can't avoid dealing with the owners, right? You have to continue to do your duty.
Yeah, but if you're looking at it at a positive point of view, actually, it is always good. We always tell our team members when you come across a very tough case, right? It is actually the time when you learn the most.
Agree.
Agree with me?
Yep.
Yeah. So whatever happened, whether it's a good case or it is a bad case, is obviously a learning curve. It makes you a more experienced agent.
Embrace it. So it's not like don't deal with it, right? No, treat it and see if you can overcome it and solve it. I think then you will learn definitely one thing or two.
Take it as a challenge.
Good. I shouldn't say the word don't deal with the owner from hell, sorry. But sometimes you need to embrace it.
Yeah.
Then only you have a story to tell. Yeah.
Yes.
But that's the reality of the market.
Yes.
Yeah, you cannot say everything must be smooth flowing. If not, I don't want to be a real estate agent.
Correct. But as a property agent, right, you need to welcome these challenges and don't give up, because it will make you a more skillful agent, a more experienced agent. So you know how to deal with the owner or the tenant in the future. So don't give up, don't quit. Continue with the business, because I look at it, a leasing or tenancy markets, right? It can set a very good consistent income, like 10 to 20,000, right? For Mongkiara, I think 20,000 is easily achieved.
For one unit.
Not one unit, 1 month
Average.
you close
Average.
about 3 to 4 units. You can generate 10 to 20,000
Averagely
average income
per month.
Yeah. So embrace it, take the challenge, and then try to learn how to handle this client. Because probably another day you will have a more challenging client appear. You never know, right?
Yeah. So it's always good to just take whatever it comes, right? Just take it as an experience.
Yes.
Yeah, the challenges build character.
Yes. It'll make you a stronger person.
Yeah, I think just now you mentioned that to give up. So like it's for yourself. Like, are you building a team for yourself?
Yes, building a team. If you want to learn the fastest way how to handle owner and tenant or buyer, right?
Yeah.
You can work with me, because why? If you go into a Mongkiara markets, you know nothing about the markets. It's good to collaborate with someone who are experienced and already in the markets for a long time. So if you come and work with me, you co-broke with me, right? Or agency with me, right? So I'm the listing agent, right? So you just bring your tenant or buyer, and then you just accompany them. I'll do the presentation. Yeah. So you can learn a lot from them.
Yeah. So how do you train a new agent? Assuming that I'm new, I'm like I want to go into the area, and so happens I know that I think Mongkiara is a good area to go into, and I love Hong Kong. No? I don't want to be there, right? How would you train a newbies?
Okay. I think newbie, obviously, when they come in, right? So they expect a lot in the markets, but they are lacking one thing called experience. Experience. skill, right? Knowledge, I think they can do research, can do homework. So when you go, let's say, for example, if you're a newbie, right, the very first time you go onto the field and you do your very first viewing, so you probably have no clue, right? So probably we will set up to what to prepare, how to do your homework, all right, and then how to do the showing. And then if you want to learn faster, right, actually you can, you see, I have a lot of listing. Some listing we have a key in hand. All right, so you can actually show to me as a potential tenant or buyer. Then you present to me, and then I can help you to restructure your presentation, fine-tune your presentation, and what to add, what to not. So then the real buyer appear, you are prepared. So I think this is the one thing that the agents can learn as a newbie to do presentation like rehearsal. Yeah, so if you ask me, if I got a tenant, right, I will do a more in-depth iteration. But if you are newbie, right, just show them whether they are, because you know, buyer are window buyer, window shopper. So window shopper, it happens, right? So a lot of window shoppers. So if you deal with window shoppers, if you are rookie, please go ahead and do the showing because you can learn.
Yeah, I think during like when we prepare for this this show that I asked Peter, you know, like what are some of the things that you would train the new agents? Like he said that, you know, a new agents, the best way to practice is actually to bring in a lot of window shopper, right? So that like you practice on the unit, right? As you continue to practice, there's one day when the real customers appears, right? Then you're ready to do the presentations.
Actually, you don't need to be a lot, like you show maybe 1 to 3. I think you already got a clue how you want to show. But I always believe in this word that you want to do something, right? You need to do it correctly the very first time, right? Because the money you spend on your marketing campaign and the time and effort you're putting in getting the listing until the stage where you got a buyer come to you, you better get to be prepared. Or else...
You probably only have that one chance.
Yes. No, actually, when your client come for viewing, 50% closing is already there. So the balance 50% is depends how you communicate with your client. How good are you handling the whole process of presentation, the viewing, follow up until the closing, right? So first part 50% you've done already, so you don't want to waste the first part that you've done. So you better prepare. So you better rehearse. And then when you go out show time, you are ready. So you go for a kill. You are not going for some negotiator. They are tour guide lah. So tour guide is I just term it as tour guide. Sorry. Tour guide meaning that you bring the client, you show, and then you send the client off. Bye. Have a nice day.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you
See
for coming.
again.
And then the client very happy. Oh, this agent very good. Show me anything, but I'm not actually buying. But I want you to become a negotiator. All right. Negotiator is that you understand your client, you understand your product. When they come, you know what to show. And you know, after one viewing, you can narrow down to exactly what they want and match their requirements and bingo, close the deal. Right? So high efficiency agents, they do homework, they do rehearsal, they prepare themselves. When showtime is the time to close.
You be the sniper, one shot.
Learn to be a sniper, but everybody start as not a good sniper lah. They shoot everywhere, right?
Yeah.
So now I want you to take the gun, load only one bullet, and go for a kill.
Aim for it.
I like the fact that you do role play with them, which is very important.
Yes.
Yeah, that's where the practice is, making you perfect, preparing you to go for the close.
Yes. I think you go on the field, right? A lot of things. You see, like, for example, both of you, do you play golf? No, right? So you go driving range, right? You take 300 ball, you take 200 ball or 100 ball. You can shoot like, okay, 100 yard, 150 yard, 200 yard, right? Very easy, right? But when you go onto the green, hey, how come things turn differently? You know why? Because the contour, the weather, you know. So things are very different, right? So it's the same thing. When you talk about theory in the training room, it sounds like, perfect. Hey, I got it. Yeah, I think I know how to handle. But I can tell one thing, every client or every owner have different character. All right. Every product is different. So if you do not know how to handle the owner, you don't know how to handle your clients, then you have challenges, right? Client may ask you some very technical question. Yeah. So if you want to learn fast, right, you come to me. If you're one month with me, you walk out, you are like 1 year experience. If you're 3 months with me, you're like 3 years experience.
So it shortened a lot of learning curve.
Yes.
Just by being with someone who's been there and done it. I think it's important. It's so important. You know, sometimes when we go for training, we can learn so many things, you know, but the actual thing is always, you know, the hand holding, you know, going out and do it together. You know. It's so important that we're privileged, you know, in KW Williams that even with Reapfield, we have so many agents like Peter who actually are willing to handhold newbies, new agents to go out there and show them what is it like to be in this industry.
Right, correct. So it's very important. So if you're newbies, you really need someone who guide you.
Yeah. So really, we've prepared some questions to ask Peter as well on how to go deeper after the presentations.
Yeah, of course, viewing and having appointments with them is just one level of it.
Yeah.
What about after sales and or after the viewing?
Yes. Okay, this one back to the point just now. I said we don't want to become a
Tour guide.
tour guide. Why? Tour guide send the client off and say bye-bye. We will ask the client if you got time, can we sit down for maybe for coffee, right?
So after the viewing, have that conversation.
Yeah,
It's
but some
important.
people, some junior, they ask me, hey, my client is no time for coffee on how? Okay, very easy only. Every condo there's a lobby, right? You invite them to sit down in the lobby to have some chat, or you just stand after the viewing at the lobby before you send them off. You ask few good leading questions. For example, out of the 3 units you viewed today, okay, which unit you like the most? Okay, which unit you don't like at all? So client will give you some feedback. You see, you ask this kind of question and say, okay, out of the 3, I will probably prefer the unit number 2 because why? The content of the units, the view is good. Okay, so then you ask him, okay, so out of this, probably you have already narrowed down to what you want, or you still want to view 1 or 2 more before you deciding. Some ready buyer, they are very specific what they want, right? They can actually make decision. Maybe they said, let me have a word with my wife, and then we should come back to you with the decision within 1 or 2 days. Right? Some you probably want to create a little bit of urgency. You tell them, okay, this unit we have been showing like quite a number of tenants, or quite a number of buyers. And after this, I have another 2 clients coming to view the units. And this is a very rare unit, and you know it, and you already seen, you check with a lot of agents, and these are not the units that you can easily find. So I will suggest to you to make quick decisions. If you really like the units, just lock the units before somebody else take over the units. So some tenant may take it lightly and they were thinking this is marketing talk, right? Sales talk, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it doesn't matter, but we have done our part. And then I also will add on one thing. Actually, I'm not rushing you to make decisions. All right. But I don't want you to have a regrets coming back the next week and this unit is taken, and then you say, Peter, why you never tell me? Okay, so now I tell you, right? I already warned you, right? So end of the day, you don't get angry with me because I already informed you. So I mean, these are the things we can do, and then we probably want to ask them how you feel about the whole environment. Yeah. So is it something that you really like? Right. So I mean, there are some leading questions. I don't cover all the leading questions here because it's very impromptu. It's very case-to-case basis. Yeah. So it's good to sit down for 5 minutes to have some review with the clients to narrow down to what they like, or whether there's a second viewing, or some of them may say, since my wife is not here, I like these units, and I already shoot some photo and videos. Let me have a word with my wife, and probably we might want to visit this unit another, probably towards this weekend. So if you can arrange for us. So you see, this actually go into the part where we call following up. So you show the place, you do follow up. And at the same time, do you need to update the owner? Definitely, right? So you as an agent, okay, the other day we're talking about one thing. You see, when you go out, right, your buyer, your tenant, your owner, they are actually observing what you're doing, right? So whether you are value-added agent or whether you are another ordinary agent, they will give you a scoring, right? So some of our colleagues will come back and say, hey, this tenant or this buyer, I show already suddenly MIA. Oh, what is MIA? Missing in action, right?
Yeah.
And why this thing happened? So when this thing happened, obviously there is a reason. So reason number one is they are not confident with you. That means you don't portray as an agent who can help them to find a dream home. So they disqualify you, you know. Clients sometimes they never tell you.
They don't tell us, but
they don't tell you.
yeah, but they're silent, not able to be reached, and then like become very cold.
Very cold. You see, when you don't do the ice breaking, you don't make friends with them. So when you ask questions, they don't answer you one. Right? I think it sounds very familiar to some of us. When you ask question why the tenant or the buyer never actually respond to you because you got no ice breaking, you never make friends with them. So they have a lot of things in their mind they don't tell you, you know. So you see, us leading question communicate effectively along the way. The process is very, very important so that you know what exactly they want. So you see, if we are a tour guide, end of the day, you don't know what the client wants because you already done your job, you show already. But if you are a negotiator, you observe, you ask question, and you come up with one conclusion is that you know this client happy with this unit or not, what they want. And after this, how you're going to update your owner. So all this, okay, buyer, tenant, owner, each of them will give you a scoring. So you have to pass the test, not 50%, but probably you get high score so that the client will thinking, I won't look for any other property agent. I will just look for you, Nick, because you are so well versed about this condo, you know everything and you're so experienced. Yeah, I just tell you, my budget, I can increase another 500 from 7,000 to 7,500. But I prefer a unit with better conditions, right? As what you showed me just now, the unit number 2 is very good. We shortlist this unit, but if you have anything better, we can actually raise our budget a little bit more to 7,500. And let's have another round. Next weekend, I'll bring my wife, I'll bring my children, and we see if they have anything better to offer. Otherwise, then we'll go for this unit. So when you have this answer from your client, right? So that means, congratulations, you pass, not only pass, you actually have very high scoring. So in order to get a high scoring, you got to be someone who the buyer or the tenant look for. I mean, this is the agent. Even the owner, sometimes will give you exclusivity. Exclusivity, you have to earn it. It doesn't come to you naturally one. Because owner want to see whether this agent is capable or not. Whether this agent is the right agent that I want to go for. Whether he really a very professional agent, he's really good and he know what he's doing. So then sometimes we get exclusivity after 2 or 3 showing. The owner said, Peter, I give you the key. You take care of this unit because I don't want to go around with all different agents and I'm very tiring. So I think since 1 week you can show 5 clients, right? So you take the key.
So the confidence is important, right?
Yeah,
You're able to project to the owner that you are the one.
Right. You build trust, you build confidence, and people trust you, right? So when they trust you, you earn the exclusivity. So this is one way to get exclusivity, like you earn it through your professionalism and your service.
So it's natural when you show the value that you're able to be separate from the rest of the other agents. What set you apart, what makes you different.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So this is like going one step deeper into winning buyers or winning sellers.
Yeah, correct.
Maybe you want to pause for questions?
Yes.
Yep, so no further questions
No further
from
questions.
the
Okay.
yeah. You can go ahead with your next questions. So what we'll do is like we'll pause for a while to bring in the announcements.
Yeah.
Then we'll have more questions from Williams for Peter. right? So we can bring on the announcement slide, what we have for this particular week. So for this week, as usual, we have our the Millions Realtor Talk. This is a talk where we want to invite those who are listening to us and social friends and families and colleagues who are interested to become real estate agents. So this is a talk where we will have it every Monday night on Zoom, 8 p.m., which is happening tonight as well, and every Tuesday afternoon, 2 p.m. So we have one online session and one in-person sessions. So these are the two times is where agents can bring in their friends and family so that we can have conversation with them and then to showcase them what is it like to be a real estate agent and how they can explore this unlimited earning potential, right? We look forward to see all of you in this, to bring at least one or two friends over these sessions. Yeah, next. And agent financials, and this is where it will be happenings on the 27th of November, this coming Wednesday, 9 to 1 p.m. at KW Malaysia Training Center. If you have not registered, please scan the QR code right now. And we conducted by Lynn, our Director of Compliance and Finance from KW Malaysia. And Lynn will also be our speaker for next week. We will talk about how an agent should manage the finance, especially when you prepare for year 2025. Next. All right, business planning clinic, becoming a millionaire realtor and agency. This is a CBD trainings where we have 5 CBD hours. It will happen on the 17th of December, 9 to 5 p.m. at Bukit Kiara Equestrian and Country Resort. That is probably the last CBD training that we will do for this year. For those of you who are RA and PA who have yet to obtain your 5 CBD hours, this will be the best time for you to do so. Come and learn how you can build a successful agency through the framework, model, and system that we have prepared for you. Yeah, thank you. Next. And Ignite 2025. So, William, we pass to you to share a little bit of these Ignite sessions where we will promote this. As the series that we are building up right now is actually to promote for Ignite 2025.
Well, Ignite is a training class, and we are this time restructuring the format. We will finish. We will use 5 full days to complete all the 20 sessions. So Ignite is leading you to cover the whole process of real estate, starting from lead generation, finding your sellers, down to finding your buyers, negotiation, and closing. So Ignite is a very good training class, especially for those in KW Reapfield. Do remember to sign up for this.
Yeah, if you are a guest with us and you are not currently a KW Malaysia agent, you can sign up for this, and I believe that we'll be sharing the sign up form where you can do so. We also make this open public sessions where you can actually come for this 5 days, 5 full days. Straight 1 week training that you will come and experience this extraordinary training. Yep. Okay, next. Yes, I've already talked about this, the plan and manage your finance. Money is important. How you do your budgeting, how do you plan ahead for 2025? There's no other better person to talk about this other than Lynn. We'll have a conversation with her next week. That's all. Thank you for this week announcement. And we now back to Peter.
Yes.
All right, so William, questions?
Well, Peter has covered how to deal with buyers and sellers, especially buyers and sellers from hell, and yet at the same time give them a 5-star experience in their buying and selling processes, and also how to become a 5-star real estate agent, and then, which is very important, right?
5-star.
And so Peter has very well has covered this in a very comprehensive manner. And so, any final tips, Peter, for those who are, and also if they want to contact you and or join your team, how to contact you?
Oh, okay. Good question. Yeah. Okay. So final tips. I think okay. A lot of people maybe want to ask, how can we learn the fastest way, right? I think if you are a newbie, definitely you have this question in your mind: is how can you well equip yourself in the shortest time? So my advice to you is go to the field, as much as you can. So it's like, you see, a benchmark, you set a benchmark for a minimum number of viewing in a week. So for me, minimum benchmark is 10 viewing per week lah. So if you have 10 viewing per week, you got 40 viewing per week, 4 cases. If you got a closing ratio of 10% as a rookie, so I think you are there already, 4 cases per month. All right. So if your closing ratio, you want to increase your closing ratio, right? So it has to be fine-tuning on your skill, fine-tuning on your way of how you handle your clients, right? So you do case study with your coach every time after showing. So I can tell you, you can be a super top agent within a tremendous short time, like 3 months. You want to be a top agent, you can be there, because if you have done all this, showing 10 showing and case study every single case, your closing ratio will increase from 10% to 50% or even higher. So that is doable. So guys, if you want to contact me, I think very easy. You can search my name in the Google. You type Peter Sek, you will find my number.
Peter Sek, as in S-E-K.
S-E-K, not S-E-X, whatever. But you have to spell it correctly. It's S-E-K. And if you go to Facebook, you type my name, I think you can add me. So I think it's not difficult. So yeah, I will help anybody who come to me as a collaborator, as a colleague, as a core agent, no issues, no problem.
Even for experienced agent, if you're interested to really have a cup of coffee with Peter and how, to exchange knowledge, and I believe that he's very happy to do that. I also learn a lot from Peter from time to time. And okay, as we close this, right, I know you share a lot of all the good things. What are the maybe just we didn't talk about this, right? What are the top 3 mistakes you think when an agents do their showing, preparing themselves to do the show? What are the top 3 mistakes you think that the agents, like based on your experience the past many years, that they have actually made? Do not, so that you won't repeat
the don'ts, right?
3 mistakes.
The don'ts.
3 mistakes.
3 mistakes.
The 3 don't do it because it's the mistakes, right? What are the top 3 mistakes?
Okay. I think not only showing, not only viewing. I think we look at it as you are as a property negotiator, right? If you want to progress well, you want to excel in the business, right? I think first thing first is your mindset.
Mindset.
I think you need to be a coachable person.
Coachable person.
Yeah. You know why? Because a lot of newbie, they have their own thinking. They would think, I think maybe this way better. Maybe this way better.
My way better.
Yeah, your way. So in this business, not only in our business, every trade, every industry, there is a right strategy and a proven method.
Yeah, there's already a blueprint on how things are done.
For example, today you play basketball, right? You want to be as good as Michael Jordan. And then the coach tell you do practice one day at least 3 to 5 hours. You say, no, I just want to do 1 hour. And then you said, okay, the basket is too small. I want to make it bigger so that when I throw, I can score. So do you think it will help you as a player?
Oh, it doesn't.
It doesn't, right? So we go with the industrial practice. We go with the people who already make it. I always tell the thing is copy and paste is the fastest way if you're a rookie, you want to learn. And the best thing is today, the market is not shortage of resources. There's no shortage of skill or what is openly shared, right?
Yeah, all skills are there,
and if you want to learn, you use the skill where somebody tell you is proven and is workable one. So you just do it.
Yeah, I think the better word is modeling. Model after someone.
Yes. Very important. So don't try to be, I think, street smart or very smart. Some people, they are very smart, but they are not a producer. You know why? Because they got too much of...
Too smart.
Overthinking.
All right. So first thing is the mindset, coachable, right? Yes, so that's one. Right. Yeah.
Okay. So point number 2 is massive actions.
Massive actions.
We have a lot of agents know everything. Knowing is one thing, right?
No action.
Yeah, they know. They say, I know. Okay, viewing, I should do like this, like this, like this. But there's no action. So
Yeah.
when there's no action, it's back to zero, right? Because you can know everything about the world, but you don't explore it, you don't go into it. This thing that you know is only called knowledge. It can't transform into skill. It can't transform into experience, right? So you need to be a skillful agent. You need to be a very experienced agent. So you need to go out every single day. Every single day, meet a client, present. And I'll tell you, if you have 40 viewing per month, you have 120 viewing for 1 quarter. Do you think you can be an expert?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Very fast.
Very fast. This is the shortest way. There's no shortcut. There is only one way to go. Show. Learn. Fine tune, and you become a champion.
Show. Learn, and find you all the way to become champion.
Massive.
There's a better word.
Massive actions, yeah.
Massive
Yes,
action.
massive actions.
Massive
So yeah,
action.
be coachable, take massive actions, and
And,
finally,
Last thing, today you are as a property negotiator. You don't work for someone, right? So who you work for? You work for yourself, right? So discipline and commitment is the first very important criteria as a property agent. If you don't discipline, you don't work 8 hours a day, you don't start at 9 a.m., finish at 5 p.m., you go and set it for yourself. One day, I think 8 hours as a full-time property agent, it is a compulsory. Unless you are part-timer, then I got nothing to say. But if you are full-timer, you have to be very well-disciplined and you got to be very committed and you have to be accountable for what you do, because end of the day, end of the month, your paycheck will be determined by your discipline, your commitment. All right? If there is no discipline, there's no commitment, your paycheck, it won't be there.
yeah, it will show from the results. If there's no result, then we have to
Yes,
really
yes.
check back.
Yes.
We've got to inspect what we expect. Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, if you have these three, I think the next quarter you'll be on the stage at our state of company event.
Yeah,
Definitely.
and then we will see you receiving the awards and all, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'll be the photographer to take photos for you. And I'll congratulate you and I'll put on your Facebook, congratulations, you have did it.
All right, it's
Done it.
good. So we summarize like be coachable, take massive actions, and have the discipline and the commitment in order for you to be a successful agent. And thank you so much, Peter. Thank you for joining us today. And we wish all of you a great week ahead and have the winning mindset so that we can see you at the top. All right. Thank
See
you,
you.
everyone. Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye. Counting. So today sharing worth